a fun fact. October 30th is about to be recognized as National Wicked Day. It's the very first time that a Broadway show has its own official day. Let's send it out to Paul Wontorek with 2 more stars of the current Broadway production.
Thanks, Tamsin. The theater brought together John Dossett and Michele Pawk, and now they're starring alongside each other in Wicked. I journeyed to the Oranges of New Jersey to get a glimpse of their life beyond Oz.
Hi!
Welcome.
Welcome to our home.
Hello again.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for having me in your home.
Absolutely, Paul. Welcome.
This is your home away from Broadway.
Yes, it is. We've been out here 18 years, and one of the best decisions we've ever made.
There's a whole Broadway community out in New Jersey.
So much so that when the trains mess with you, half of the Broadway shows are all in panic. You could see everybody texting. They're saying, "We're still in Secaucus. I don't know when I'm gonna get in."
You two met doing theater. I mean, I think together, combined, you have over 30 Broadway credits, and that's not even counting the off-Broadway and the regional and film and TV. I mean, you've done a lot.
Yes.
And now you are working together in the biggest Broadway musical of all time for its anniversary.
Which might be the perfect way to bookend it.
Oh, is this the grand
maybe,
finale?
You know, it might be for me.
This is the penultimate one.
Yeah, for you. I don't do that many musicals anymore for, many reasons. And to go out with a big one like this feels really great.
It's incredible that we're part of the 20th anniversary season.
We were saying that we were driving home the other night and we were like, I'm honored. Aren't you honored?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it feels nice to have been chosen for that. At the garage, big doings. Look, Melissa Etheridge is opening tonight. We're super fans.
So how did this actually happen? How did you both end up in Oz?
I never thought I'd be doing The Wizard. I'd seen it a couple of times,
Yeah.
but I never thought I'd be doing The Wizard. But
Really?
no.
Oh,
no.
you're so fun.
Well, he's the old guy, and now I'm the old guy.
I know.
There you are. But I love it.
And
I
Madame
love being the
Morrible
Wizard.
and the Wizard have a thing.
Oh,
Well, I was gonna say, Madame Morrible and the Wizard, I like a little sexual tension between them.
We may be old, but we're not dead.
I'm sure when you get a job in a show that people are going and ready to love it, I mean, the audiences go crazy every night. And you know that it's not going anywhere. Your contract's not gonna end. It's not gonna suddenly end. What does it mean to have a gig like this?
I've been in some hits. I've been in some big shows, and so has Shell. And we've never seen anything like the way people love this show.
I mean, to be on that stage at the very end when those two women come rushing through the wall of sound that smacks you. I mean, really, it's humbling. Every night we think, okay, we're really lucky.
Sometimes it hurts your ears. It's a sonic boom. It's
awesome.
It's incredible to be a part of. Here we are.
Gershwin stage door.
And that's it. Time to make the Wicked.
You two met doing a musical called Hello Again,
Right.
which is all about sex.
Which is all about finding your soulmate.
Okay, but it's also a musical that literally goes from one couple, and then you see that one person have sex with another person, and then another person, and it's Laurent. Is it right?
Yes, it's based on the play.
And
yes,
it's all about sex or connection. Sure.
Love. Yes.
Or looking for that person or that relationship that will complete you.
Yeah. The actress and the senator.
Yes.
And they had a pair up.
What?
Yes.
Do you have any favorite performances of each other? I mean, you've seen each other do so many things.
God, so many. Well, Heroes, she was incredible in Heroes.
Oh, what a good play.
Yeah.
Gypsy.
Yeah.
Oh, so good, Herbie.
That was,
Yeah, he was a great Herbie.
Do you want to know?
Bernadette's
We'll go.
Herbie.
Right, Bernadette's, I know, that's what she calls him, it's the sweetest. And we go see each other's stuff early on, right? I remember I came early to that and you were singing, I don't know, You'll Never Get Away From Me or something. And the two of them were dancing and he reaches his hands around and he grabs her bottom. And it was I'm not really a jealous person, I'm not, just by nature, and I was like, wait a minute, no, but that's mine. And I was like, and after the show was over, I was like, A+, because that was awesome.
Well, that's how I felt about you and Reed Birney in A Small Fire. She was so good in that.
Oh yeah, we did. We had sex there at the end of the play.
Yeah.
I didn't
You were
forget about
naked.
that. Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. We're developing this play, and the ending wasn't quite written yet, right? And literally, before the end of the play is written, we're sitting in a room with Adam Bach, and the playwright, and Trip Coleman, the director, and Reed said, "Well, I don't really know. I don't really have any opinions about how it should end, but we should definitely be naked." I was like, "What? Why would you say that? What a strange..." Sure enough, there we were. Then it gets written, and we're naked, and he was 100% right. 100%.
Wow.
Yeah. The vulnerability of that moment, and yeah.
Well, I just have to mention her performance in Hollywood Arms, which was
Tony winning.
just Tony winning.
That was 20 years ago you won that Tony.
I know.
That was a great
It
night.
doesn't feel like that long, and then I
That
feel
was
like
an
I'm not
incredible
quite that
night.
old, but yeah, that was
Where is
just
it?
a special. It's in
It's
there.
in the
I was wondering where a lot of times when you go to people's homes, there's like a wall or a hall of Broadway. Yeah, I noticed that.
No.
You don't have that, like the poster wall.
No.
Yeah, but the Tony has a little shelf.
There's a room in there of all of our favorite moments, like I caught a ball at Wrigley Stadium and he made me a trophy, so that's in there. You know what I mean? Some of our special, like
I love
Frank
that.
Wood is on like a snow globe.
Well, I love that because it's just a part of your life.
Yes.
It's not like this is my
Yes.
show business career, but it's just one of the things that happened to the family.
Well, I tell you what, because I think about like amazing performances, right? That you've been in, that all of our friends have been in, and sometimes you get recognized,
Yeah.
for great work, and sometimes you don't.
It's nice that you still have this genuine love of what you do and of the community, and I mean, you're real show people.
When our son was born, I considered myself a father first, a husband second, and an actor third.
Sure.
And third being down there.
Yeah.
But you're the same way, and that's what
Yeah.
one of the things I love
I
about
think our
you.
family and our
Yeah,
sweet.
that's first.
It is. It always came first. I think of us as journeymen. We're that sort of not just generation, but level, and we have tons of friends, right? Mark Latito, and and who they just work, and Michael McGrath, who just passed away, right?
Yeah.
Just the journeyman who you couldn't wait to see in another play, and so it's actually an honor in some ways to have been a part of this business and industry that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we both remember when we were the youngest person in the show, and now we're not. Now for a while I've been the oldest person, and
So true.
and I love that, and
I don't know that I love it. I know, because I don't think of myself like that. I still feel like, oh, I'm so hip, and then,
Well,
and
you
then
are.
my
You
knees
are,
are
but you're just a
killing
little
me.
older, honey.
And then I walk by a mirror, and I'm like, oh,
Well,
right.
the mirrors are tough. It's like all I see in the mirror is
forgot.
my dad. It's like my son looks like me, and I look like my dad. And I'm like, okay.
Well, so you're journeyman. So how is the journey different now? Do you look at it differently than you did maybe when you first met?
I do. Do you?
Well, I just know my place.
What do you mean by that?
I just know. Well, I'm. You're not going to be the lead guy. I like.
Yeah.
I love encouraging new people, and it's great that I've done shows with a lot of young people that have stayed in my life, and it's that's very rewarding to me that I could influence them in a certain way. And in fact, I spoke to one who just wanted to. He called me, and I thought, oh, he must want something, and he said, no, he just wanted to see how I was doing, and he was talking about. He and another former person I worked with had said they had a situation, and they thought, well, what would Dossett do? And that meant a lot to me.
Sure.
Isn't that great? I want that T-shirt. Like,
What would
would
Dossett do? I want that shirt too.
I know.
So to just try and impact people in a positive, supportive way.
What about you, Michelle? How do you see it? And it's also teaching. I'm sure that really refocused you.
It did, and I was so thankful. I teach at Wagner College in Staten Island, and I love the whole philosophy of that. The liberal arts education, and also that it's a BA, and so these kids are well-rounded and they're smart, and they could sit here and have a conversation with you about any myriad of things. You know, it's the three things, right? Is it going to fulfill the, are you going to be suitably compensated or more than compensated? Are you going to be, is it going to be artistically fulfilling? And for me, a lot of times lately, it's been, is there going to be somebody in the room that I really, really want to learn from? So that's sort of how I feel at this point in my life. Like, can I be in the room with someone who is better than me, smarter than me, going to challenge me, going to make me uncomfortable and want to learn something new? So I think that's as I gotten older.
Yeah.
And Wicked, was just a blast.
I just want to have fun.
I was just thinking, looking at the two of you, so many of your performances are so burned in my brain, and it really reminds me of how special theater is and the legacy of it, because even if there's not film of it, the connection with audiences, it's so powerful. I mean, and it's so much of it is you've left so much.
Oh,
so I just wanted you to know that. It's really true.
That's such a kind thing to say. Thanks.
But it's just coming out of earnestly sitting here with the two of you and thinking about all the incredible things I've seen you both do.
It's funny because yes, and we talk about this, and I feel this way too as an educator, right? What we do, so much of it is a craft, right? We hand this down. I learned things standing off stage in Crazy for You, and I was desperately trying to get a laugh because I am a laugh whore, and I was trying to figure out this beat in this moment, and I couldn't do it. And Jane Canal, the great vaudevillian, she took me aside and she said, "I see you trying to get a laugh on that. Do you want some help?"
Wow.
Yes, please. And she taught me how you break this down.
That was your big break.
Harry Groner, it was. Yeah. And I was so grateful to have learned from all of those. Like, they were such incredible mentors for me. So I feel in some ways as we get older, like we're on the other end of that now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just have to say, my wife's an incredible teacher. She's an incredible teacher, and so many of her students have come back to her over the years, and she's always having lunch with them, and they're still asking for her advice, and
you're making me cry.
At least a couple times a week, some of her former students are at the show, and we stay after and talk to them.
I really, the connection and that I've been able to make with these young adults, and now, some of them have gone on and had very successful careers on Broadway and regionally and national tours, and some are now lawyers, and some are now, I have a student who's a rabbi, and like how great that is to have made a connection in such formative years, like that 18 to 22, that's such a delicious age. So I thanks for saying that. I had really, really loved teaching.
Yeah, and a lot of them, even if they don't wind up being performers, that experience enriches their life, and people all say that all the time.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, even people that I went to college with, when I went to a BFA, I finished at Cincinnati. Some of the people I went to college with went on to manage gyms and corporations and banks, and they have a BFA in musical theater. I think it's because, we have the art of, yes, I can tell you how to do it. We just we're schmoozing our way through, but it's a skill. It's a skill, right?
So you two, you're still in love after all these years. I love it. I just love seeing you together.
The only thing we want is just more time.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.